So basically what you see is all kind of vegetable farming. We got another soybeans, we got radish, I got green onions, I got the Japanese radish or daikon, and we have the Japanese that kind pickle onion, the small onion, or they call shallots. And we have areas like we're growing eggplant, sweet potato we just finished harvesting. We have cherry tomatoes, bell peppers, corn, zucchini growing right now. You name it, almost all kinds. Soybeans are kind. We just harvested last week. And then what you can see is this is my variety, my development crossbreed. And we're using EM to help intensify the production, weight, and taste. You can see the production as it is right now. And this is right now, we're going to be taking seeds. So you don't see any pathogen on the plant, because this variety that I developed is a rust resistant variety. At the same time, it produces a lot of pods. And what you see right now, like I showed Hero, is the kind of root formation. You have quite a bit of nitrogen fixation nodules and good root development. And this is how we can tell if EM does do a good job. We do a root mapping to see if the root is developing normal or abnormal. So what you can see right now is we don't have no nematodes like that, whereas in some cases you would get nematodes. So somehow the EM has somehow deterred the nematodes from attacking the plant, because been using EM in this soil for over 1 year. So when you're using EM, it's an accumulated effect. It's not just a one-time shot and power. You have to continue using it. So in our operation, we use EM1 sprayed once a week. So this soybeans, maybe a few more weeks, we're going to be taking it in for harvesting for seed. This is a seed production field right now. Well, right now you can see this is the roots, and then the nitrogen fixation nodules. And on this root slide, you don't see any nematodes. So this is a good sign that the EM1 is working. This small little nodules, it picks up the nitrogen from the atmosphere. So that much you can reduce your application of nitrogen. All legumes produce this, but somehow this one is intensified because of the high using our EM1. Foliar applicate, and then you can do a side dress with bokashi, one application. This is all the production. You can see the branches all coming out, heavy branching. One plant like this will produce about 1 pound or better per plant of pods for fresh market sales. Well, it helps it, makes it bigger, and then the taste is much more flavorful. In other words, it gets a much nuttier flavor, and then it's sweet. In other words, because we did a control test, and we know through the control and this it comes out much more better, and then it's much fuller. In other words, it fills up all the way to the whole pod. Right now you can see the whole plant is full with the pods. This field, what you're seeing right now on where you're stepping on, is just harvested this month. This is the soybeans field. We produce approximately over 200 something pounds. It's much more better in the production wise. Whereas the same field we produce maybe 150 pounds to 175 pounds. What you're seeing right now, this is what we call crusting on the surface when the ground is like this. Using the EM, I'm not trying to brag about EM does certain things, but the EM somehow prevents this ground from coming hard crusting. In a normal situation, the ground would be something similar like this. But because using the EM, and then we had heavy rain last night, and then several days ago, over 1 inch, it wouldn't be this soft. In other words, it would be hard like this, or much harder. Well, like what it does somehow, because it's an effective microorganism, somehow it doesn't make it hard or compaction. So it keeps the soil loose. So if you have a soil situation like this, it's not fully compacted. That means the plant can breathe a much more better. It has air or exchange of the kind of oxygen ratio and all that kind of stuff. So it helps the soil, in other words. It aerates it or better drainage. It doesn't stay hard. Because if the ground is too hard, like for beets, it's a bulb type of plant, it won't form good. You will get problems, and then you'll get spoilage and all that other kind of stuff. Root formation. Slowly the kind, expanding. Little short because winter. Nitrogen fixation nodules. Soybeans. Intensified the nodules to come big like this. So putting back nitrogen as well as supplying nitrogen, using less chemical nitrogen. Harvested 1 week ago, and roots still surviving while in the ground, and putting out water. And you can see that one, like this, forming the pods. Pod formation, good. And it's still the kind. Coming better using EM. So by plowing this material in, putting more organic matter to build the soil up, sacrifice the crop before even harvesting. Texture before is more like this kind. This kind of texture. And then you can see how all these ones is coming a little bit much better versus this, and you have to put it side by side like this. One is finer than one is a little more texture. So plants don't like this, they rather have this type. Create our environment more friendlier to the environment.